You may know Altman Wheel, which is a significant law firm consulting. They did a survey recently where they found that the majority, over 50% of law firms, do not have a succession plan in place, so therefore they are not paying attention. But the primary driver behind that was because 80% of the people involved found it to be too difficult. It's a difficult topic to deal with, a difficult thing to pay attention to, and so we'd just rather not. And so if we don't pay attention to the changes that are going on, we then run the risk of getting swept aside by the market. I'm Michael Moore, a member of the Wisconsin State Bar. My office is in Milwaukee. I provide services for those law firms and those lawyers, which range from individual coaching and client development skills to operational help with operating their law firms. There's a number of changes going on right now in the market, not just in legal services, but in markets in general. And we refer to this concept as value migration. And the easiest examples of value migration that I can think of are travel agencies, water, and coffee. Very few of us, if any, use travel agencies anymore. Many travel agencies are no longer because of the web and all sorts of issues there. Value migration is known as a concept that value in a market migrates from outmoded business models to more current business models. The water example is that if I were to have asked you 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, I got this great business idea, I'd like you to invest in it. I'm going to take water, I'm going to put it in a plastic bottle, and I'm going to put a fancy picture of a cool mountain on the top, and I'm going to sell it for $4 a bottle. I think that's a good business plan. And of course, we would have thought that was a ridiculous business plan, but look at what's happened. Same thing is true with the Starbucks concept. I'm a Gold Card member of Starbucks just like many other people. I use Starbucks all the time. I can make the coffee at home for pennies, but I have the Starbucks experience, so I go there and I spend $4.50. So we see how value has migrated in a negative way, the travel agency issue. We see how value has migrated in a positive way, the coffee example, the water example. In professional services, what we see is value is beginning to migrate, and so if law firms are going to continue to be successful, they need to pay attention to this concept. First and foremost, we need to pay attention to client service and client expectations. Clients are more savvy, clients are approaching law as a commodity, clients consider most lawyers to be all the same but for the price of their services. And so we need to pay attention to the fact that there are multiple ways now to deliver our services to clients that will satisfy the client expectations. So it's key that we understand our markets and our clients and how our services can best fit those client needs. Certainly not take the clients for granted. On the flip side of that is the economic side, that law is a business, you're in a for-profit business. More than ever, it's important that we identify our cost structures. And we spent a fair amount of time understanding what is a cost structure in a law firm setting, and therefore, what should the services be sold for in the market so that we create a profit. Will the market value the service at that? We focus on leadership development from the point of view that the majority of lawyers are very good at developing young lawyers to learn the law, to practice law, to do all that. But not so often are we good at developing leaders. And so we talked about the skill set that young leaders need, how the senior people can develop those skills, and how we focus on that. And that's why it's important that even if you're a smaller firm, these still may be relevant issues going forward for the future success of the firm. The State Bar published my article on profit strategies back in February. So I referred people back to that because more than the program, there are significant examples in there of how to use technology not only for the benefit of marketing, but for the benefit of delivering client service. So we talk about examples of communicating with clients, digital mailboxes that are secure, so you can send drafts of documents to clients, they can review them at their pleasure, they can even execute documents in a secure manner. We talked about calendaring options, communication options. I mean, we're now in the gadget age, so we're way beyond voicemail, and we're even moving rapidly beyond email. And so these tools to use going forward were all in that article. State Bar obviously is a good source of that. We have many options. I also talked about my book, The Lawyer's Toolkit for Professional Success, because that expands upon these things.